Most people think they have a money problem when in reality, what they have is a cash flow problem. You can earn a good salary, even six figures, and still feel broke at the end of every month if your cash flow is weak. On the other hand, you can have an average income and still feel financially secure if your cash flow is strong. This is the real difference between people who build wealth and those who always struggle. The issue isn't always how much you make, it's how the money moves in and out of your life. Once you understand cash flow, you understand the foundation of financial freedom. The first mistake people make is thinking income automatically equals wealth. You've probably seen people with high-paying jobs who always seem stressed about money. They live in big houses, drive expensive cars, and look successful on the outside, but their bank accounts tell a different story. The problem is that their cash flow is negative. Every month, more money leaves than comes in, so they're forced to rely on debt just to keep up. It doesn't matter if you make $50,000 or $500,000 a year. If your expenses are always greater than your income, you'll never get ahead. Cash flow, not income, is the real scoreboard. Another place people go wrong with money is by committing to fixed expenses that eat away at their freedom. Things like oversized mortgages, long-term car loans, and lifestyle subscriptions sound small in the beginning, but they lock you into a financial cycle that limits your cash flow. Once you've committed to high fixed costs, you have less flexibility. Even if your income drops or emergencies arise, those bills don't go away. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, not because they don't earn enough, but because their fixed expenses consume every dollar before they can save or invest. Building wealth starts with protecting your monthly breathing room. Debt is another silent killer of cash flow. Borrowing money feels convenient because it gives you access to things you want immediately, but it comes with strings attached. Credit card debt, student loans, personal loans, and car financing all drain future cash flow. Instead of your money working for you, it works for the bank. Every dollar in interest is a dollar you could have used to invest, save, or improve your life. Some debt may feel necessary, like buying a home, but most consumer debt is just a way of trading long-term security for short-term comfort. People underestimate how much debt limits their ability to build wealth because they only look at the purchase, not at the decades of payments that follow. The third trap people fall into is chasing status over stability. When people start earning more, their spending usually grows at the same pace or even faster. This is lifestyle inflation. It feels good to reward yourself after working hard, but when every raise is immediately matched with a bigger house, a newer car, or more expensive habits, your cash flow doesn't actually improve. You're running in place financially, no matter how much you earn. A strong cash flow comes from growing the gap between what you earn and what you spend, not shrinking it. Those who manage to hold on to that gap create the fuel for saving and investing. Impulse spending also destroys cash flow more than people realize. The small daily purchases, coffee, delivery, subscriptions, random shopping, don't feel dangerous individually, but over time they drain cash flow without providing long-term value. The problem is that these small leaks are easy to ignore. You don't think twice about $10 here or $20 there, but multiplied across weeks and years, they add up to thousands. People often ask why they never have money left over for investments or savings, and the answer is hidden in these daily habits. Wealth isn't only built by big financial moves, it's often protected by small acts of discipline. Another mistake is ignoring the importance of saving before spending. Many people follow the wrong order. They pay their bills, cover expenses, and then save whatever is left over. The issue is that there's rarely anything left over. Cash flow management flips this approach. Save first, then spend. By automatically setting aside a portion of your income at the beginning of the month, you guarantee progress toward your financial goals. Whatever remains after saving is what you actually have available to spend. This method builds discipline and ensures that your cash flow works for your future, not just your present lifestyle. People also underestimate the role of emergencies in cash flow. Life will always throw surprises. Medical bills, car repairs, job loss, or unexpected family responsibilities. Without an emergency fund, these surprises force you to use credit, which kills your future cash flow with debt repayments. An emergency fund acts like insurance for your money. It doesn't just save you from stress, it saves your future income from being drained by interest payments. Many people say they can't afford to save for emergencies, but the reality is that you can't afford not to. Without this safety net, you're always one step away from a financial setback. Another area where people go wrong is thinking cash flow only comes from one source, their job. Employment income is important, but it's not always reliable. Companies downsize, industries change, and careers shift. People who rely on a single paycheck put themselves at risk if that paycheck disappears. Building wealth means creating multiple streams of cash flow, investments that pay dividends, rental properties that produce income, side businesses that generate profit, or even skills that allow you to freelance. Each additional stream strengthens your overall cash flow and reduces your dependence on one employer. Investing mistakes also tie back to poor cash flow management. Many people think investing is only about picking the right stocks, but it's actually about having the cash available to invest consistently. If your lifestyle eats up all your money, you never give yourself the chance to compound wealth. Cash flow is what funds your investments, and investments are what eventually replace the need for active work. Without healthy cash flow, investing remains a theory instead of a reality. Some people also harm their cash flow by not tracking it at all. They avoid looking at bank statements or credit card bills because it makes them uncomfortable. The problem is that what you don't track, you can't control. Wealthy people know exactly where their money goes. They don't track expenses because they're cheap. They track because they want control. Cash flow management starts with awareness. Even writing down your spending for a single month can reveal habits you didn't notice before. Awareness creates the opportunity for change. Another mistake is not aligning cash flow with personal priorities. People often spend in ways that reflect social pressure rather than what truly matters to them. For example, someone might spend heavily on dining out to keep up with friends, while sacrificing savings for goals they care about, like buying a home or starting a business. Misaligned spending reduces happiness and weakens cash flow. When you align spending with your real values, you cut unnecessary costs and create more room for what matters. One of the biggest cash flow killers is failing to plan for the future. Retirement may seem far away, but waiting too long to save means you'll need to contribute much more later. Cash flow that isn't directed toward long-term investments early on will leave you working longer than you want. People often focus on short-term comfort, but those who secure their future early gain freedom later. Even modest contributions over time grow massively with compounding, but it all starts with consistent positive cash flow today. Taxes are another overlooked drain on cash flow. Many people assume they can't do anything about taxes, but in reality, smart planning can make a big difference. Using retirement accounts, tax advantage savings, or structuring income in smarter ways all keep more money in your pocket. People who ignore this area often lose thousands each year. It may not feel exciting to learn about tax strategies, but the extra cash flow it creates can fuel your savings and investments without any extra work hours. Finally, people go wrong by underestimating the discipline required. Managing cash flow isn't complicated, but it's not easy either. It requires saying no to temptations, delaying gratification, and being consistent even when results are slow. This is why many people fail. They know what to do, but they don't stick to it. The truth is that wealth is built quietly through repeated small actions. The people who control their cash flow win in the long run, not because they were the smartest, but because they were the most consistent. So, when you think about money, stop asking, how much do I earn? And start asking, how strong is my cash flow? The way money moves in and out of your life determines everything. Your ability to save, invest, and eventually live on your own terms. If your cash flow is weak, no income level will save you. But if your cash flow is strong, even a modest income can grow into financial independence. That's the real secret.